mental health, just for a second, Ricky Rubio, I believe, retired from the NBA due to focusing on his mental health. We've seen what's happened with Delonte West.
Yes.
I don't know if you ever played with this guy. I think there was another guy got drafted by the NBA. What was his name?
A couple years ago.
Tyrell Terry, before he even picked up the basketball, retired due to mental health. There's a lot of, I guess, impression that athletes, especially on the court, you could say whatever you want, talk about your mom. Like even LeBron has had issues. Talk about mental health in terms of playing on the court, off the court, how you deal with that.
Well, because there's so much that goes into the game, And now because the game is oversaturated with talent, with money, politics and all that, the passion and the true joy of the game is being lost and taken away. So a lot of the mental problems that you see, a lot of guys be depressed because they play this game for one reason. And they might get on the court or with a team and they might not get a chance to play. They might have to sit on the bench for a whole season. Things like that can cause somebody to mentally check out, can cause somebody to mentally not want to be available emotionally. You're off. All these things can happen. So I know for myself, I just had to try to find a way to mentally stay present. Because when you allow those moments to creep in, that's when you can get depressed and start thinking about, like, man, this is a crazy life. I don't know who I can trust. I don't know who I can talk to. I don't know, this person is in it for the right reason. All these different things have happened to, I would say, all of us players, because when we played this game, when we started to play the game, it was just really all about the love of the game. But then as we got older, we started to play in these different leagues and start playing for money and things like that, then that's when the whole politics and everything comes in, and it kind of takes away from the joy.
What was when you were coming up, like everybody, you would get certain criticism, right, as players. Everybody gets it, right? What criticism did you get that at this point you're like, I think that was unfair, I think this was fair, the criticism? Like, for example, they would say Kobe was too hard, right? And he was too tough on his teammates. And he would talk about leadership, and I was like, oh, he was just the driver, he was this, he was that. Like, what is that one player who said, my locker was literally right next to his locker room? What was it? Swoosh Parker. Swoosh Parker's like, he's like, look, I mean, for 1 year, he says, you don't realize, it's literally right next to him. The guy would never talk to me, never ask me about my family, nothing, one time. Can you pull up this clip, Rob?
I understand that. I had a moment with Kobe where it was like we were in the locker room on the plane together during the not the Olympics, but during the season, actually, the year I was playing with the Lakers and Kobe, where we were on the plane together, me and his family. He didn't really speak. Where our locker room was next to each other. Not the Olympics, but the All-Star game, when we played on the same team, he didn't speak. It's like he didn't want to be next to me at that time. So it was a little, weird, because I'm like, dang, this Kobe, my teammate, I looked up to him. I came out of high school. He came out of high school. He's a lot older than me. But then again, it could have been something like, hey, I'm trying to see where his head at, and I'll never know. I'm a young guy at the time. I'm thinking, like, why would my teammate not talk to me? Like, what did I do that was so bad? Like, can we talk it out? You know what I'm saying? But some people use different strategies to
maybe
win,
that was his.
And maybe that was his.
Yeah, this is the clip, Rob. If you can play this. This is Swoosh Parker.
Kobe Bryant, it was an overrated experience. I dealt with this man for 2 seasons, and my locker was here, his locker was here. I watched this man put on his shoes every day for work. The man never spoke to me. I wasn't the 12th man on the bench. I wasn't the call-up from the G League. I started with this man. I was his co-worker. Like, we shared a cubicle, side by side. How do you do that for 2 seasons and never hold a conversation? Never, what's up, good morning, do you need anything? How's the family? Nothing. I shared a story about how I did try to talk to him. Said, did you happen to catch the football game last night? And he looked at me, honestly, and said, you can't talk to me. You need more accolades under your belt before you come talk to me. He was dead serious. My time was
So now that's Swoosh Parker. You're Dwight Howard.
Ooh.
And I don't want to say anything about him. He was fun to watch. He was actually fun.
Swoosh was nice.
Swoosh was nice to watch play. He was tough. But you're Dwight Howard, 3-time defensive. You went to the finals with, who were your
Orlando.
teammates? You had
Rashard Lewis,
who was your point
Jameer
guard? Your point
Jameer
guard was
Nelson.
excited. Yeah, he was fun to watch. What was his nickname? He had a Mighty
Mouse.
Yeah, and you had Rashard Lewis, who got a big contract. He was
Really nice.
He was really
that
nice.
Hito
He was like
Turkoglu on that
Hito
team?
Turkoglu.
Hito Turkoglu
Yeah.
was, but I mean, you're kind of like the face of the league for a good 3-4 seasons. You were, one of those guys that, people looked at and said, something's going to happen with this guy. So it's different if he's like that to him, but you're coming in like, dude, I made money already, right? When you're Kobe's teammate, you've already made a couple $100 million. You've already been, to the championship. You've had that. How different was he with you versus how he was with him?
I don't see. I think that when I came in, he wanted to do the bad cop, good cop, routine. And the season kind of started off kind of bad. We didn't have the type of run that we thought we was going to be in the beginning and stuff like that. So
A lot of injuries. Nash was out for like
everybody.
everybody was injured. That was a pretty nasty season.
It was.
Yeah.
And, so I think he went into like, fuck it, I'm finna go out here and try to score and do what I got to do because I'm not finna let my team, this is my team down. And I understand that looking back on it. I think that we didn't give each other a chance. I think that I kind of, the time where I left, I'm like, man, Kobe really don't want me here. You know what I'm saying? I should go somewhere where I'm wanted,
I remember that.
And that's how I felt at the time, like, man, this dude don't seem like he really want me here, because he's not helping me get better but maybe he's probably like, if he want it, then he's going to approach it this way, you know what I'm saying? But as a young player, you don't know how to approach certain things. I'm only going by what I've done my whole life to get me to this point, which is if I'm not playing good or if I'm not where I want to be, I'm going to go get in the gym and continue to get better. And the year we went to the finals before I played with the Lakers, I remember calling him and asking him, like, what do I need to work on to get better? And we had a good conversation
literally.
there. Yeah. And
this is when you're 18, 19 years old.
No, this was after we played them in the finals. So I had a conversation
2009,
with him.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's you beat LeBron.
Yes, I asked him what I need to do, and he said work on like free throw line, jump shots, and mid range. So I started shooting and making 1,000 shots a day. That was my thing because he was like, "Hey, I take and make 1,000 shots every day." So I was like, "Okay, well I'm finna add that into my workout." So I started doing 1,000 shots a day. The next year I was second in MVP voter behind Derrick Rose.
What year is this?
This was 2010. Yeah.
So you were right behind Rose?
Yeah, when Rose won it, I was second in voting that year. And I just remember playing with Kobe. Like, I wanted to learn so much from him, but I think I was expecting him to be like, hey, come over here. I'm going to show you this. And it could have been me being like, hey, let me go to him, you know what I'm saying, and kind of make that connection. So for me, I was like, I'm going to go to Chuck Person. He was one of our big man coaches back then. So I'm like,
Person, Pacers Chuck Person.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't a big man. He was a small forward, though, do you?
He was awesome. He could really shoot the ball. He
was a three-point shooter.
So that year, actually, the second half of the season, I don't know if people remember, on the second half of the season, I averaged our record was a lot better in the second half of that season with the Lakers due to me working with Chuck almost every single day after, I kind of recovered from that year. I had tore my labrum in my shoulder. I don't even think people understand how I was playing almost the whole season with a torn labrum. Most people have surgeries when they have a labrum tear. I continued to play. I think I missed like 6 games that season. Every time I went up to go dunk the ball and somebody just slapped my arm like that, it felt like somebody shot me with a shotgun and my arm just dropped.
Who knew that?
The team.
Did the league know that it was going on?
The league knew it was torn, so
this was
everybody
public. This was announced.
Yeah, this was, I just kept playing through it. And I remember the media going crazy. Did you talk to Kobe about your shoulder? And I'm like, why do I have to talk to my teammate about the status of my injury? Like, I need to talk to the doctor so I let them know I can't play. They're like, no, you got to tell him. I'm like, that's not cool. So I think that they was putting so much animosity between us, or, that when I left and we had that first game against each other with the Rockets, you could see us jawing that. He's like,
is that the
soft,
elbow one? That's the...
Yeah, and I feel like...
Rob, can you play that clip, this one right here?
Yeah, I feel like he was saying that because mentally, he felt like I allowed all the BS to get in my head.
What's he saying here?
He was saying you soft. And he said, try me, and I was like, you know me, man, I know you. And so, look at the score.
Down 25.
Look at the score. So I feel like
Kobe's down 25.
Yeah, in that game,
we're kicking their ass, and it like this player right here is like, why is he doing this? And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna elbow you, get off me.
Oh, so the elbow was intentional. It wasn't accidental.
It was intentional because first of all, we're winning by like,
I think you're up 25.
We're 25. Yeah. It's the fourth quarter. I'm getting a rebound. It's like, why are you pressuring me full court for after a rebound?
Yeah.
And so I got one elbow, then he comes back, so I throw another one just to like get him off. And then we get into it. And I want to say he was doing that to say like, I got you again. I got you out of your game. You're soft. What's up, y'all? This your boy, Dwight Howard, a.k.a. the Hall of Fame Superman in the building. If y'all want to connect with me, ask me any questions, just go to Connect, now, and I got all the answers for y'all. Yeah, I can tell you how many women, Wilt Chamberlain, no, that was just fake. But guess what? I got all the expertise, basketball, chess. If you want to learn how to do Snapchat, if you want to learn to get that jump shot silky smooth like me, if you want the fresh fade with the nice hair, come check your boy out. We got expertise in a lot of areas. Remember, Connect and Connect. I'll see y'all there. Peace.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.